and started writing in English. You have been working abroad and been festival director and curator so far. So, if you could recall as a beginner, where did it all start from?
Beginner as a writer or
Yeah.
as a curation?
Right.
Writing has been there for as a boy, because I started writing in Malayalam, started writing poetry as we all do, but I really wanted to get into writing prose. But I found it very difficult to write prose. I thought I could never write a line of prose in my life, but then it all changed. I started to read, and my cousin Anis Salim really encouraged me. He used to give me books and to read, and I saw the passion in his eyes, and the hunger to write. So then I thought I too want to become a writer, but I didn't know how. But then today I'm glad to say that this March my first novel is getting published in Holland. So I just got the invitation to go there. So today, just now, before this interview. So I'm really happy, and it's a lot of hard work. It's not easy. And even though I come from a family of letters and all that, but writing is a different kettle of fish, I think, because it is, as I was just telling today, the session. It is lonely. It is hard work, and it's painstakingly lonely. When you write, you're not sure unless you're a celebrated writer. For beginners, it's an uncharted water, and you're not sure of this journey. You never know that it get published, but then at the end of the after a while, all this I wanted to do was write. So whether they get published or not, I kept writing.
So congratulations on that novel part. One thing is, in your career, a major part of your career, you have been into editing and reporting, kind of journalist kind of a role, where you already have lots of things to read and write, which is kind of a more kind of a mechanical, or I know it's not mechanical. You have to put in your brain there, but otherwise that's a different kind of writing. So then you have to find time, and as you said, it's a painstaking process to write fiction and poetry, whatever other stuffs that you have to write. So how did you balance that, as a profession and as a writer?
Yeah, I love editing. As a journalist, I was mostly at the desk. I love editing. I mean, journalistic editing, and slowly got into the love for copy editing. So because I was working in the Gulf, and I work with a few brilliant editors, so I picked up the nuances of cut my copy editing teeth under them, and it really helped me. Even now, I love editing. So when I write, and I also copy edit after next day or so. So that's one thing, and writing, I love to write. I love to write. Even little things in life, I love to write. That's the one sentence I can say.
That's really inspiring, because usually what happens is that when there is a profession that already involves a lot of work that you have to do, but there is another passion that you have to meet, then only you will feel the fulfillment. So
I mostly worked in the Middle East, and there if you work in the desk, okay, there are a lot of rewriting. Most of the reporters were Arab. I mean, they were also Indians, but then we ended up rewriting a lot of copies, reporters' copy. That actually sharpened our editing skills.
In the festival director role, as in literature festivals, so how did that start in your career?
So I still remember one day in the Gulf today. We used to get a lot of foreign publications, and I saw this Times Literary Supplement, TLS, and there was a report on Hay Festival. So I wanted to go there. I wanted to see that Hay Festival. So my wife was also, we used to work in the same newsroom. So we said let's go to Hay Festival. But we could not go together. I went there. I mean 10 years ago. After 2010 and 12, I think we had the Hay Festival, the same venue here in Connecticut. So that kind of put some kind of fire in me. I also want to be part of a festival. So I went all the way to Hay and to meet them and bring them to actually to bring them to Doha. So I know them. I know the people who are doing. Who are doing Hay Festival, but that didn't happen. So I worked with Dr. Shashi Tharoor to create a festival for Trivandrum, which we call it Books on the Beach. We had a couple of press conferences. We met a lot of people, sponsors. But then there is a change of government here, and the new government pulled out. And they said we could only give me very, very minimum sum as a sponsor. When I told Dr. Tharoor, see, I don't have enough. I don't even have a house to sell, So I couldn't. So he asked me to meet Mr. James to actually ask for sponsorship for Books on the Beach. But then he said, can you do our festival? So then, because they've been planning to do a festival. Here is a guy who wanted to do a festival, So then that's how it all started. So that's how I started to curate and got into
Awesome.
the business of doing literature festivals.
Right. It's cool because many people not believe it's actually truth that Madhubhumi is the best literature festival happening in Kerala. And the variety of yesterday I was attending this environment stuff that about the water. Which I don't know, maybe other festivals also have such important issues, but those things you are not sparing even anything that is that sounds not contemporary or not that people that demand such things, but you are taking care of all those things. So how difficult or what are things you have to take care when you are curating a festival?
Yeah, curating is actually an art. It's like editing a magazine. We have to look at different aspects. What are you giving to your people who are coming in? So there's a lot of thought. Brainstorming behind. It's not me or the co-curator who are doing it, Malayalam PK Rajashekharan, but the entire team of Madhubhumi, the content team. We sit together and discuss, and there's a lot of addition, deletion happening, and then finally we come up with this is it. Then now, but I want to tell you this. Now in Kerala we have a lot of literary festivals. It's like mushrooming in every district. But here we have an entry fee. Why? Because it's a filter. We've decided, the management has decided that we only want discerning people who are really serious about attending these sessions should come. So that's why I say in numbers, like other people may say that this is the number of people we have, but we don't have that such figures. But then what people that we have good crowd today and tomorrow and all that on weekends. But see, they're all packed. The sessions are packed, and so see, we try to bring in at least this year we have 40 international speakers. I don't think any festival in South India has this kind of this number of international speakers. Of course, JLF has, but then not any other festivals. So that is then it's my job to I take care of the international content, national content. So a lot of research after the festival. I go into reading and researching international. This time we've turned our face from UK centric, the typical UK centric, towards the Eastern and Central Europe and towards Asia and Africa. We don't have celebrity writers this year because our theme is plurality. So we decided to go for little known, not unknown, but they're not celebrities, but they're very interesting voices in African literature.
So this preparation happens like round the clock of around the year, or or is it like say it starts 3 months, 6 months before the
the actual work? I start working immediately after the festivals. I keep reading and I keep a notebook to jot down the writers that I've come across. So I said, okay, this is interesting, we should bring. But that's the process. And the actual writing to them, and it all happens after 6 months Actually, if you want to get a celebrity author, it's a 1 year. You have to write at least 1 year before the day to the festival.
What's the kind of contribution from the Madhumami side, while curating the festival?
No, see, we work as a team, and I have to especially name Mr. James Kumar. He's very clear. He said we are creating a platform. We're not taking any stand. So we invite all kinds of viewpoints. We welcome all kinds. So for example, we have this session called Reimagine India. We introduced it last year. I mean, it is my suggestion to do something like let's reimagine India. Okay, so we have people from all political parties and businessmen, and this year we even have a scientist to come and talk about the India in how will they reimagine India. Then we have inspiring series, inspiration series. We see literature is not just in writing. A person's life can be inspiring. So we bring people who have had who inspire us. So to talk to people. So then this year I love poetry. So this year I thought we should have a bard group. We introduced a dedicated space for poetry, and I had my doubts that whether people would be there, but then it's back. So these are the things that we try to pitch in. And I was just wondering that in the last 5, this also is the 5 editions, we brought at least about 200 international speakers to Kerala. That's our contribution, the festival's contribution. See, we brought 200 international people from different, from Africa, Asia, US, Australia, from all the continents to come to Trivandrum and experience Kerala. The heat, the food, the love, the warmth, that is, and I believe that is a contribution, it's a cultural contribution to the state.
Precisely. In the personal front, your novel is coming up. What else are you at work now?
No, I've got 2 novels out, Cliffhangers and Shamal Days, and my next novel, Tales from Kabristan, has gone to Penguin. So I suppose to be end of the year, 25, and along with one more, A Calamitous Afternoon, it's going to Westland. So I expect 2 novels to be coming out this year, and I'm writing the other one, which is halfway through. So I should be completing it in a month. So working also on an anthology of my first anthology of poems.
So that itself is quite inspiring. On another personal note, when you meet Anis, what would you both be talking about?
I can't tell you what we talk. No, we are normal people. So we talk about, of course, we talk about literature, writing, and all that. We talk about what the normal people talk. He encourages me a lot, and as kind of a big brother, I look up to him. Whenever I go through crisis, and when I get a contract from a publisher, I run it through him. He said, should I take it or should I not? And, so he's kind of a big brother, friend.
He too had a difficult start, having written at least 3 books. Then all happened.
See, my first book is not the one that I wrote first.
Okay.
So the first novel I started to write is now going to Penguin, so it will be coming out only in 2024.
Very interesting. Thank you so much, Sabinji. In between all this, hurry, and I could see in the last half an hour you are busy with many calls and people coming and meeting you. Thank you so much for your wonderful time.
Thank you for having me.